Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Just one second. I don't understand. I can order a little bit more light. So, thank you so much, everyone who commented on my video yesterday. I believe we were talking about, um, we were discussing the insane phenomenon of young women who want to risk it all. Um, to risk their mental and physical health, their ability to ever create a good foundation, their reputation, for the sake of the being famous, for the sake of making more money, for the sake of I don't know, being internet famous. I don't know what else, but there is so many people are talking about it. News like this always blew up on internet, but in this video today I would like to talk about the other side of it and why so many men put women, promiscuous women, immoral women, women that are lost, on a pedestal. Why men reward promiscuity. And some of you may say, well, we don't reward it, we don't, we don't like it, we don't accept it. But if you don't like and accept it, how these women are making all of those tens and hundreds of thousands and also millions of dollars on these platforms. I've never worked with, I've never come across anybody who is a user of the OF site. For those who may not know, some of my audience may not know, but there is a site called OnlyFans. I actually knew one person that I was aware that I own it, but I've never confronted them because I felt like that was their own business, what they do. But consulting men, giving them idea about some dating tips, how to date more traditional women. Back in time, that's most was my most common thing that I was doing is um, helping Western men understand traditional mentality, understand how classic women think, and so a lot of men that I was helping, a lot of them were addicted to something similar. It wasn't like that. It wasn't a corn site, but those were sites where it would be too concerning. uh, you can doubt the how genuine ladies were on those sites. Also, they were all being only maybe one or two steps away from the corn sites. So they were extremely seductive, they were extremely deceiving. Those international dating sites where you pay for interaction, you pay for letters and videos, and I was just wondering what make men sending sending the cash. And number one, what was that so special that they would be so addicted to those websites that they would just be ready to compromise their own lifestyle and believe in the ideas, believe in the things that there were obvious lies, obvious deceit. But so many men, very intelligent men, would fall into the trap, and they would compromise their own livelihood, not taking care sometimes of their own issues, but they would sponsor those women. And this is what I've learned. I would love to hear from you. Why do you think in modern day, these websites, where men knows that they're definitely not exclusive and women are highly paid talking to them, why do you think men are so obsessed with those women? So what I've learned from my experience that a lot of men looking for the, oh my gosh, of course somebody needs me right now. Just one second. I should have switched it off. Hi Elizabeth, good to see you. A lot of men that I was talking to, what I've learned from them was that they were a lot of times feeling very, that they are nobody of consequence, that they are not important. They probably were in relationships where they were just uh, a means of survival. They were not respected, and also how things sometimes can go stale. um, One thing that I've noticed here in US very often, you know was the feminist agenda. A lot of women really lost that touch of mystery. Have to earn living, have to do all these things, have to be a man basically in your life. You do lose your feminine side. You get so much cortisol, you forget that you can be relaxed, you forget what is to be a woman. Like some judges in the United States can define a woman, but sometimes it's really hard to feel like a woman when you have so many things depend on you, and when you wear the pants, you take so many decisions. So basically, a lot of times, many men, they did not even experience, yes, a very warm and loving and feminine woman in their life. And so here they opening a website where all these women look like they could compete for the cover of a magazine, and they call you gentle names and they tell you gentle things and they entice your imagination. And unfortunately, a lot of men who doing those things, some of them are married, some of them are not. But I think that easy that instant gratification when you send a couple dollars and you get fake but fake but still a sort of affection, fake but still ideas that you're together with a beautiful woman. uh, Faulty ideas, yes, faulty, they're not real. But I could never truly understand the man that I was consulting, whether or not some I knew understood that they were deceived, but they still do not want to let it go because of the amount of validation and respect, and they felt desired by those women. Although the websites I'm talking about, they were generally supposedly they were to create international couples and create marriage. And unfortunately, many men lost a lot of time, money, and dignity on those websites. And I think one thing in common that probably would unite two is that, to create a real relationship, to meet a real person, it takes time, energy, effort. A lot of people are lucky to meet somebody that is actually really good for them. But when it comes to when it comes to actually making it happen, people don't want to be bothered. They don't want to. I know that a lot of men who sitting on those websites, they haven't shaved today, they haven't put themselves together, maybe they work from home. They would not, they don't, when you don't want to put the work, when you don't want to spend time, when you don't want to uh, go through the challenges of creating something special in your life, and learning and not giving up after some disagreements. When you have a goal to make things work, it takes a lot more effort. And here you can just push a button and feel like for a moment, somebody wants you, somebody think you are interesting, somebody shows you as if they respect you. So a lot of those ladies who were working on those sites, they've learned they could target men they already knew their insecurities, and they would deceive them. I had many men who came to me after some years of trying to find somebody, via those dating websites, and the things that they would tell me, the stories that they would tell me, I would realize that those women, they are, in fact, very gifted when it comes to, social cues, and they're very emotionally intelligent. They knew just what to say, how to, make a man feel appreciated, needed, desired, respected. And most men fall for that, forgetting that they had not put any effort to make a woman feel this way. So it can only be fake, it cannot be real. When in reality, to be with a woman that looks up to you and see you as a high authority, I do think that women in general, at their home life, they want to see, to be with a man who they see as authority. So they are coming to him when they have challenges. They are coming to him when they need support, right? No matter how hard these women trying to convince us that, they don't, they're doing great on their own, most would love to have support, would love to come to somebody. Most women have decision fatigue, when you have to take so many decisions on your own, definitely get tired of it. So in order to make a woman, in reality, to look at you, um, as you are an authority, to look at you with respect, to have the deep appreciation for you, deep desire for you, you need to put effort, you need to put work, you need to earn it, you need to deserve it, because men generally have to prove themselves for a woman to feel comfortable with them, to for a woman to be able to relax. But here on these websites, you get you basically have to pay for the service, where gonna be you're gonna feel like as if you are that important man. You are going um, you're going to have the moment, like a spotlight. You're gonna be on a spotlight, but you know good and well that you did not earn it or deserve it, and so you pay for it. You coming out, you're flying into the fantasy land, and then you're back. So yeah, I've learned from the men that they got addicted to these websites, where they thought they were talking to real women, because they made them feel like they were worthy of their attention, because they made them feel good about themselves, whether they were lonely or coming out from a bad relationship or doing it while being in a relationship. We always think that grass is greener somewhere else when you have your own and you can nurture it and you can make it better. But, why to do that? Now, coming back to these trends, with Cornhub and OnlyFans and all this stuff, if you watch discussions online, all the men are discussing how far women had fallen, and it's definitely part of it that especially young women don't have any role models, and they found a way for a quick gain, and that is where they put themselves on these kind of websites and start making very significant money by selling their soul, their dignity. But men having all these discussions, and they talking about how immoral it is. But my question is, it is very immoral, but the question is, who is ordering that, and how come these women can possibly make hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, taking their clothes off on these Again, webcams, OnlyFans, I don't know, all these websites I don't even want to mention. So if it is so bad and unpopular, um, how does who does who is funding all that? If men are coming out and they, of course I'm generalizing, it's obviously a certain category of men um, that is heavily subscribed to all these people on online, on Cornhubs and OF's websites. But they sometimes coming out and complain about it and say how immoral young women are, but where the funding is coming from, who is funding this, that is a true question of supply and demand. And I think that our society could benefit from both men and women raising their standards, because just because something is available or free or good in price, it doesn't mean that that should be obtained. And I think it's just so extremely sad that it looks to me that promiscuous women like that, like very women who really did sell their souls, they are get to be on a pedestal because they get extreme financial rewards. A woman who comes home, let's say a single woman that, you know, she's working a job, she's taking care of that, she comes home, takes care of your home, she's, doing things on the weekend, she's not a party girl, she's not involved with different bunch of different men, she's taking care of herself, she's not, nobody gonna talk about her, men do not, if she has morals, if she have high standards, um most men would not even know she exists because she's living her life quietly, she's looking for opportunity to live, to build her life with somebody, but she is not posting herself, in very revealing outfits. I'm not even talking about the certain inappropriate website. I'm just talking about even social media. She's not trying to get the validation. She wants to meet somebody of substance like herself. So she's waiting for that. She probably socializing and doing her thing, but she's not looking for validation that would require for her to compromise her principle and morals. She's absolutely invisible. And not to talk about the mother, a woman that have children, that have responsibilities, and taking care of a home, that is a good wife, is good role model. She may have, maybe she has a career and also she's raising children, and she's just being an example. This is not a breaking news. Men are not going to line up to her DMs and send her tens and hundreds and thousands of dollars for her being moral. So the question is, what levels of desperation um, some of the modern men have, especially I probably would assume maybe younger men. I don't know the exact demographics, but what kind of desperation they have that they have to go and put their hard-earned money in order to get a validation from a woman that cannot care about them even if she wanted to. Nobody makes viral videos about good women, women that that live in their life according to certain principles, right? So it's kind of an interesting circumstance where everybody say how bad it is, and yet and yet everyone is funding it, because if that was no demand, there would be no supply. If men would say in one voice, okay, we don't need this, this is not real, This is robs us of opportunity to meet somebody real. This is takes all of our money. This has put us in a crazy state of mind. We can't even understand like what we are doing. This is not beneficial. We're gonna stop doing this. We're not gonna subscribe to any of these accounts. But this is not happening. This does not happen. I have those thoughts when I watched that girl that went viral with sleeping, or I don't know if you have time to sleep. Probably not. Was having interactions with men, with 100 men in 24 hours. When I looked at that clip where the men were lining up to join the experiment, and they were staying in line, and I would give a lot if somebody to interview them and say, why are they standing there? What makes them want to go do that? Like, what is going on with them? Is it just like an experiment? Is it just desperation? Is it lack of self-respect? Like, you as a man, you should really have no self-respect to stand in line, and knowing that, I mean, is it like some kind of perversion, like some perverted fantasy, to be wanting to be intimate with a woman that has another 100 men that night? Literally. Not, it's not a exaggeration. So I mean, I think now society is really falling apart in so many ways. In so many ways, I think that we are in fact falling apart, because it's like, if somebody offer you free food but it's laying on the ground, and it's laying in a trash. I mean, the only time you would take it when you are either dying from starvation, or you lost your mind. It doesn't matter that it's free. It's disgusting. So yeah, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. I don't know when you are going to watch, and I hope that I had sound. I hope that I had sound the entire time. Hello, Anna. Welcome. Yeah. So basically, basically, I couldn't say that I fully understand why men. I would think that men are more. I would think that men are, in general, smart enough to understand, even if they're young, to understand that there is no connection you can receive online. Trying to talk to a woman that is busy with other hundreds of men, she can't really give you any nurturing connection or love. What is pushing men toward that? Maybe that it's a secret thing and you can ask for some weird fantasy things and nobody will know about it. Is it that they're convinced that they cannot build a real relationship with a woman when it is for real? Is it lack of social skills? Is it laziness? Is it depression? Is it I don't know, what is it? Hi Stan, Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm really glad I had sound. That helps, doesn't it? Yeah, so these are the questions. What really makes men reward so highly uh, women? Is that is, women who are immoral and promiscuous? Is it that they still give them validation, and they feel that being validated by a beautiful woman still helps, even if it's completely unnatural and fake and not real, but you believe it's real for a second? I don't know. I will need help on this one because um I can't really speak for most men on this, but all I know is that a lot of these websites, they make extreme amount of money, unbelievable, which means that that is highly in demand, highly desired, highly requested, highly wanted. So yes, please let me know in who will watch this as a recorded video. Please let me know, what do you think the main reason that men, although on public, blame these kinds of women and, you know, criticize them and shaming them, but behind the scenes still paying for subscriptions, because the amount of money these websites make clearly tells us how many uh, what an insane amount of men are subscribed to that. Is it addiction just like alcohol? Is it um, I don't know. For me, it's very hard to understand that, because not only I'm on the other side, but we all sometimes look for connection and support. I cannot relate. I don't think that that would be a place if there was a reverse service. I don't think that I could feel connected to something so manufactured, and I don't think that the two would connect in my mind. If I cannot really put myself in these shoes. um I couldn't really put myself in these shoes to truly understand where that's coming from. But when somebody is heavily funded, when something like that is funded so heavily, um, you wonder, you know, you wonder what makes it so extremely desirable. That leads me to a topic of making sex workers legal, whether or not it should be a thing. And surprisingly, to what many people would assume, what the thoughts would be on this, I actually think that making this industry illegal, I mean, it is legal online. I don't think it's in most places it's illegal, in person. But I think that, uh, well, it's a big question. But in general, I think sometimes it has certain perks that it probably would be less dangerous. And if we cannot get rid of it, um, maybe, yeah, maybe it would be less harmful if people have to pass certain standards and pay taxes, retire early. I don't know. But there are also people, I think a lot of people are just extremely lonely, and some people have disability, some people are super socially awkward, some people have um, maybe older or have some visible issues. So I think, I know in Germany, I believe in Germany, it's like an official service, and people pay taxes, and people, do medical exams, and it's like a career, it's like work, and people are very chill about it, like very cool about it. I don't know. I don't know. It's really hard to say what is best, but I think best would be if we would have more examples of what it takes to create real connections instead of just substitutes and replacements. But I don't know if that is realistic, because those good things, they don't make sensations, unfortunately. I don't know. I'm really curious to hear what do you guys think. I know I started today live, so I need to do a schedule. So, where I'm coming on. But it's, I don't know. We'll see how that will unfold. We will see if I will be able to do that at some point. But I would absolutely love if you would share in the comments below, what do you think about it? What am I missing? What do you think? Where do you think I'm close, and where do you think I'm missing a point? And what do you think are main reasons for things to be like this? What's the main reasons that a 23-year-old can make living, not only for her but for her entire family. I've learned that that girl is Lily. I forgot her last name, but that her mother is her manager. It's kind of makes it even worse. Kind of reminds me of Kim Kardashian situation. I've never really followed them, but unfortunately, I don't even have TV. But unfortunately, I know about them, and I know how they became famous. That it was orchestrated by the mother. It's just, to me, it's just so devastating because young people want to be cool, they want to be stars, they want to be celebrities. And so when they learn how some of those celebrities came about, they learn about these horrible examples. And when they learn about these horrible examples, most likely they will at least try to do that. Most likely the girls who are fans of Kim Kardashian, they may think that, what, maybe I should make a tape and like it kind of expose it. Maybe I will become famous. Maybe I will get exposure and then, become a billionaire. But unfortunately, in most of those cases, you just ruin your reputation and you don't become anybody. These examples, they are very much exceptions, uh, with Kim Kardashian, with this Lily girl, with um, the women who make millions online. There was another girl that I think she made like 23 million in a month, something, or maybe in a year. I think in a year, something like that. So people, when you're young, you're looking for role models, and if you are a fan of somebody, you want to try that. But let's look at the reality that probably 99% of women who will try that will just ruin their life and ruin their physical and mental health, ruin their reputation, and I don't know, just get completely lost. So I don't know what the answer is, but I'm just trying to, together with everybody, I'm just trying to understand it, and on the other side, I try to live, try to create a world that makes sense in my own life. That's why I don't have TV, or I don't, follow the anybody, celebrities, because I really don't care for their lifestyle, and I don't think it's applicable to people that want to have a fulfilled life. Their lifestyle mostly aimed at getting in the news and getting validated, all so they can get promoted, so they can get the money. I don't know, guys. You tell me, okay? You tell me how this all works. And I especially want to hear from men. What makes men? Is it loneliness again? Is it belief that you can't get a good real relationship? Is it a belief that there is nobody for you? Is it the lack of effort, or you not believing that somebody could possibly create something with you? Like, which one is it? I would love to hear from men. And I know that men, certain men, had points in their lives where they had that addiction. I've learned it not so long ago that most men at some point of their life have the corn addiction. Not the corn that grows in the fields, but yeah, I really have empathy for that in some way. I mean, I think it's no different than any other addiction in life, honestly. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this live video in the dark. I'm just like, I'm here in my car, but I'm gonna make videos from my home very soon. Hopefully, most of my videos would be from home, and we can talk more. I'd love to be able to discuss these things with you more into depths. Maybe look at some examples together and learn. Somebody. I think the more people are aware of these things, I believe that we can make things better. Just a bad boy with internet. I actually don't understand that. Kind of why I have basically given up on American women. But the truth being said, um, a lot of women are not only in United States. That's a major. It's a worldwide thing. Um, it's a worldwide. It's a worldwide situation where women are becoming part of this, creating this product, and men are consuming it. But I think it's very unfair that women that decide to give their beauty, their purity, their all the beautiful things, that they decide to risk it all for financial reward. I think it's very unfair that you know um they becoming the stars, becoming the it girls, becoming the rich girls. I know that they unfortunately will have pay for that, because this will come at a price of mental health 100%. But it's unfair to women that go unnoticed by doing the right thing every single day, taking care of uh, their family, taking care of themselves, being selective. I think, to be honest, I think in the end, they may not be rewarded publicly, but I think they will be rewarded in their actual life, because they have real connection. They selective with men, so they will end up choosing a man and being with a man that see them not only for their appearance, but also for, most importantly, for who they are. And so as they get older, they will have something to look forward to. They would have good environment, family, hopefully, children and grandchildren and things like this, because I think it's really is most beautiful thing in the world when, yeah, maybe at first, when you, as a woman, you meet a man, at first he's obviously attracted to you as your appearance as a woman. He may have a big desire for you and so on, passion. But I think, for I think the most amazing thing is that when it grows to something so much deeper, so much stronger, and maybe you wouldn't make millions of dollars, hundreds of thousand gazillions of dollars, but you will live a fulfilled life. Um, and when it comes closer to the end, you will have, as a woman that did those things that truly fulfill you. I think there is that inner satisfaction that you really lived through life, you really experienced love and motherhood, and being a wife, being a friend, being, you know even having relationships inside a family. Like you really lived it, you really lived it. If internet taken tomorrow, you really lived that. You don't have regrets. Where most of these people who becoming suddenly famous and and rich, and everybody talking about, I don't know how's that's going to be for them, how it's going to be for a woman who agreed to participate in the experiment and have uh, intimate interaction with 100 men in 24 hours, and then plan to do the same with 1,000 men. I really don't know how her evenings or mornings are. I don't know how that kind of woman feels on Christmas, or feels, when I really don't know, and I hope to never know or even have a close idea how that must feel when you, by your own wish, ruin your life. Um, Ruin your life in public, and if you ever will be capable of creating anything of significance, anything meaningful in your life, it's almost like you would have to go to some island or some country where nobody knows you, change your name, maybe even change your face, so you can have family and children and husband. And because, I mean, I don't know if this girl realized that she's not only ruining her life in front of everybody, that she's not going to be 23 forever. At some point you turn 30 and you realize you want to have something substantial. You want to have the foundation. You want to love and be loved. You want to have some real connection and relationships in your life. And how do you ever create this when you became famous? Yes, you may have made a lot of money, but um, the question is how much you will have to pay for what you done. Will there ever be somebody that you can count on? And how do you feel? How do you recover from the trauma? There is no way in the world that somebody can have this physical experiment of being with 100 different men. I'm not even talking thousand. That's just, and in one day, I don't care if it's in 1 month, I don't care, but especially, and then you're absolutely fine. It's impossible. So you doing something like this as a cost of your life, of your future, for fast gain. You may be able to buy some real estate or have some big investments, but life is not one dimensional or two dimensional. There are other things that fulfill us. We need other people. We need to have connection. We need to experience things. And I just never want to know how that feels when you realize that you ruined it recklessly, and the chances of just living and um, being present and having something meaningful, they're slim to none. I don't ever want to know how that feels. So yes, my dear friends, these are my thoughts. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Thank you, David. Thank you so much for the Cashapp. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Yes, my membership is frozen, but hopefully if you guys watch me enough and I improve my videos, hopefully I'll get enough of watching hours where I can reapply. But thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words too. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Stan, before I go, I don't know if you are still there. Could you drop some links, please, before I go? I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Pair bonding. Yeah, I know what pair bonding is, yes. But the thing is, all these men talk about pair bonding. Oh, women can't pair bond because they talk about regular women that have more partners that, maybe is supposedly good. But the thing is, men who run through women also not capable of pair bonding. At least, when when that's all that you know, you just uh, run around and look and deceive women, try to get something from them, trying to have sexual encounters with them. You deceive, you cheat, you lie, and you just having all these partners, no responsibilities. You are also not capable of pair bonding. Yes, it's harder on women because we are more vulnerable, we are more sensitive, we are more, we're just, we were made to love, we were made to nurture, we were made to love, we were made to create environment of, coziness and all these beautiful things. But it affects men too. Men now think that if you provide for your family, you're a simp. If you're if you're doing some difficult things for your loved ones, you are a loser. Where no, actually, you're not. You are building legacy. You are doing something that men were meant to do from the beginning of time. It's protecting and providing and making sure that you raising a son or a daughter, and you will give them something. You will pass all your knowledge, all your wisdom, everything you achieved. You have somebody to pass it to. You don't just live in the moment when you have all those complex plans how you get the most women in bed. Like, this is just so childish, especially when I look at men who are like in their late 40s, 50s, and 60s, and they still try to run around and chase women and sleep around. I'm like, it's just, it's just funny. Like, I remember, being in college and going, we had some clubs where I'm from, and there would be always an old guy at the club. We would always laugh at him. You know, well, when you're 19, the old guy would be, 40 or 45. Because there is time and place for everything. Even though it's more forgivable for men, there is still double standard, but it's still kind of ridiculous. It's just not a good look. Thank you, Stan. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so guys, you can see my email. You can see yes, you can find me on Instagram. You want to send me a message. My email is also consultveronika@gmail.com. It's also my PayPal account, and I have my coffee site as well. All right, my dear friends, warm hugs from cold, dark, and rainy Michigan. Thank you for joining, and those of you who always comment, thank you for your participation. Please share in the comments below what am I missing, what I don't maybe understand about male's nature, or maybe I do, or maybe there is more to the picture. I know I have some very thoughtful and very smart followers that are sharing their insights, so I'd love to hear from you. So you're very welcome, Elizabeth, and thank you, Stan. I don't know if you have my Patreon link. Well, it doesn't matter, I'll post it later. So for some of my live streams, I will save them on my Patreon. And thank you for those of you who are still supporting me there. All right. Thank you, everybody, and have a, oh wow, Elizabeth, thank you. You are so sweet. And thank you, guys. You're the absolute best. Thank you so much. I want to wish you a wonderful night, and I will see you very soon. Maybe, you never know, maybe one day I will actually have a schedule for my lives. One can hope, right? All right, guys, warm hug from chilly, wet, cold Michigan. I will talk to you soon, and have a wonderful night. If I did not read your comment or you were not able to comment, please let me know below. What do you think about this? Do men really reward women if they pay all this insane amounts of money? Or and why is they doing that? I will talk to you very soon. Good. Have a wonderful night, everyone.